What?
My boyfriend was V. I would post that all the.
I would
tattoo
I
that
would leak
shit.
it. I would leak it.
I would tattoo that
I would
shit
give
on my
Twitter.
My
like,
boyfriend is V.
if my boyfriend was V or if my girlfriend was Jenny, I would be like the first one to post that shit.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Fucking shut it.
Welcome to this favorite K-pop show, DK News.
Donald.
David.
Lotta.
Hot ass tea. First off, we have Typhoon Hinnam-nor causing tragedy in Korea.
Second, we have V and Jennie Lovstergram. And last but not least, Korean public opposes of BTS military exemption.
Oh no, the national poll went through?
Not really.
Kind of.
But before we go on, we like to introduce a cool new product that we have at Naked Soul. It's the BTS D Icon photo book, official photo book. This photo book comes with 200 pages worth of high quality pictures printed on high quality paper. It features all 7 members of BTS, and you also get a special hologram cover. Not only that, you also get 5 photo cards that were taken by BTS themselves, and also 4 sheets of stickers drawn by BTS themselves, and a BTS deco book that contains diary entries written by BTS themselves. Now you can get this now on Naked Soul. We are actually one of the first vendors worldwide to be selling this item. We got a pretty good deal, and our shipping starts faster than any other vendor out there. So please go on over to nakedsoul.kr and check this item out. And on to the first news.
Typhoon Hinnam-nor causes tragedy in Korea. Reportedly, the biggest typhoon in size and power in almost 20 years, Hinnam-nor just passed Korea, and this caused tension upon the peninsula for the past week. Everyone was reporting about it, everyone was worried about it, especially for areas on the southern side of Korea where the typhoon was predicted to pass by directly. The whole nation was alerted by all of this, and even the president pulled an all-nighter in the emergency HQ to control the situation. Trains, airplanes, everything was halted during the night. But contrary to our concerns, the typhoon passed by relatively mildly. However, there were, of course, YouTubers that were trying to capture the typhoon getting whirled away by the massive waves, creating a cringy but dangerous moment which caused many criticism. Despite the luck of minimal damage, of course there was a tragic case that is currently getting national attention. This one apartment in Pohang, the whole basement parking lot got flooded up to the floor level, and up to yesterday morning there were 9 people reported missing from the apartment after the apartment security had made an announcement to evacuate cars to prevent getting flooded. For more than 12 to 14 hours, a machine pumped out the water and the missing people's families waited with hope. Miraculously though, 2 people, a 39-year-old man and 52-year-old woman, was rescued, stating that they had hung on to the ventilation pipes and breathed through an air pocket for more than 12 hours. That's crazy amazing. However, unfortunately, the rest did not survive.
Actually, the sad part is the 30-something-year-old man, he survived, but his son did not survive.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he knew that when
Yeah.
he was being rescued. He said like he held on because he was thinking about his family. But then I guess he'll find out now. That's so very sad.
As an after report, the security that said like you need to evacuate your cars from the parking lot, he is now coming out on the interviews and saying that, like crying and
Yeah, I
saying
feel
like
super bad for him
like,
too.
He
Like,
feels so much like fault is on him and he's blaming himself.
either way, because if he says like
If he did nothing,
if
people
he did
would
nothing,
blame,
then
yeah.
people would blame like, oh, why didn't you tell us to evacuate our cars? Now all our possessions are lost.
Right.
In retrospect, I think it would have been better if he just didn't do anything.
Right.
But like in a tough spot right there. I saw like the footage of these cars like being evacuated in the morning. These cars were like looking for spots to park outside, and that actually caused a traffic jam in the parking lot. So actually more people could have survived,
right?
But because people were looking for parking spots in the
selfish.
middle of a flood. Your car is already done, bro.
Yeah.
Like, why are you looking for a parking spot?
Very, very sad for the people who did not make it and their families. And stop global warming. Like, this is becoming a huge problem recently. The current Seoul flood and this flood. I heard that 1/3 of Pakistan is underwater right now. Crazy. Like, the whole Himalayas melted and like...
Yes, Al Gore was right.
Wish that I had been wrong.
Greta Thunberg is on our DK News reel, and she deserves to be there.
She was there satirically.
Yeah.
Now she's there as a voice of reason.
Yeah.
We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
Stop global warming.
On to the next news.
So this is another update on V Jennie's rumors, dating rumors, I guess. After alleged rumors of a romantic relationship with Blackpink's Jennie, BTS V did not post any special photos on Instagram for 5 weeks. An actual post came out yesterday. V posted several photos on his Instagram. Photos released this time appeared to have been taken while staying in New York clubs, parks, and more. And coincidentally, there were former rumors about the couple wearing couple hats, but in these set of pics where V posted, he is just wearing the hat in question. Also, there are more hints of a lovestagram as a photo of the sunset sea drew attention as it assumably was taken in the same place and similar timing as Jennie's photo released on her Instagram on the 31st of last month. Many are saying that this is probably V coming out, confirming in his own way and confronting the situation directly and saying big middle finger to the haters and all the people who don't understand dating, saying like, yeah, indeed we are dating.
I don't understand dating.
However, there are still some people and fans who claim arguments of the pictures being photoshopped and also many concerns of hacking and a privacy breach. The rumors seem to gather more and more credibility, and I think I'm probably going to believe personally that they are dating, and I'm happy for them. Mega super beautiful couple.
They're dating.
Okay.
He just wants to
He's being
show
passive
people,
aggressive.
like, hey,
like,
this is my girlfriend.
he's just trying to say, shut the fuck up, people.
Or maybe he just wants to brag. I mean, honestly, if my girlfriend was Jennie, I would leak all that shit.
Vice versa. If my boyfriend was V, I would post all the. I would tattoo
I
that
would leak
shit.
it. I would leak it.
I would tattoo that
I would
shit
give
on
Twitter.
My
like,
boyfriend is V.
Exactly.
On my forehead.
Obviously, Jennie's not like me, right?
Yeah.
She's not just some any ordinary girl like me. But if my boyfriend was V or if my girlfriend was Jennie, I would be like the first one to post that shit.
Yeah.
I would like send DMs to random fan accounts so that they can leak that shit.
Let's not get to that territory.
Some could argue, yeah, those are popular spots in New York City.
I've been through those Twitter threads and it seems pretty credible by now. Like, there was also a picture of Jisoo confirming that indeed the leaked photos were true because Jisoo was in a certain outfit that were in the leaked photos caught in public. It doesn't matter at the end.
Jisoo photoshopped it too. And like everybody
Shut up.
photoshopped
Okay,
it.
shut up. He's just messing
Maybe
around.
they got
trolling.
sponsored by Adobe. They're photoshopping everything. It's all fake, people. Don't believe it.
You know who's the global ambassador of Adobe Premiere Pro?
aespa.
It's aespa. Oh, maybe aespa
maybe
photo.
SM
Shut
photo.
up. Congratulations to them if they are dating.
I hope they get
make a
married and
beautiful
have
couple.
five babies.
Let's not put too much pressure on them. But I do feel like this
they
is
have a duty.
This is the
Okay, if they have 5 babies, they can get military exemption. Do you agree?
Shut up. Like, this is the K-pop couple of the century.
But it's Photoshop. On to the next news. Korean public opposes of BTS military exemption.
Opposes?
Last week, we reported that the Ministry of Defense was about to conduct a poll on public opinion regarding BTS's military exemption. However, after some quite extreme
backlash?
Extreme backlash. Everybody was pissed.
Yeah.
They're like, why are we polling on something that is in the Constitution? After some extreme backlash from the peoples, they took a step back, stating that they were only considering having a poll, and it was not confirmed.
Pranked! Ha! Got him!
Furthermore, the poll itself, they said, would be simply to gauge public opinion. It will not affect the ministry's final decision on exemption, which brings to the question, why the fuck are they even talking about a poll then? On September 4th, a news outlet named Straight News.
Not the Singapore Straits News, no?
No, they're just straight news. They're not like queer news. Decided to do a poll on their own regarding the matter. And in a sample size of 1,001 adults, 54.1% stated that BTS had to serve in the military. And 40.1% said they should be exempted. So more people believe that they have to serve. 58% of men said BTS had to serve, while 50% of women responded the same. Interestingly, opposition to exemption got stronger the younger the voters were. The younger they are, the more they want BTS to go. 73% of voters in their 20s said BTS had to serve, while 60% of voters in their 30s said so, and 49, 48, 47% for voters in their 40s, 50s, and 60s respectively. So it's on a decline.
Actually, I could see that because the 20s are the age period where they're directly affected by the military service, or where they're directly discharged, or they're directly enlisting. So it's like very sensitive there.
I got it, but you have to suffer too. Obviously, this is a poll conducted by a media outlet, so technically it does not have any weight or importance on the final decision. But actually, this one has been gathering the most attention in Korea right now among all the BTS military polls. Meanwhile, okay, some other news. The free BTS concert in Busan, that was a mess. They changed the venue now because everybody was gonna die or like starve to death on that island.
Our last live stream, we put our concerns up there, and then like magic,
they listened. Hype listened.
Wow.
Now there's another shit show because this is a free concert. Who's gonna pay for it? What? Well, no one wants to pay for it. It's expected to cost about 5.5 million US dollars, but no one wants to take the bill. Okay.
What? I thought this was all agreed.
I know, which is kind of fucking really dumb. This is the Korean way of doing business, I guess. We don't really talk about money first. But I would assume like a company of like the size of Hybe and BTS, you would like talk about money first. We're talking big money, 5.5 million. Industry insiders stated on September 6th that all involved entities are trying to evade the bill, and even the Busan city government is saying that they are only handling the logistics and they're not in charge of who funds this concert. Those in charge of the expo are also trying to push the bill to other companies, and they're saying that they are expecting Hybe to get some sponsors or pay for the event themselves.
I'm from Busan. I'm proud of Busan, but Busan doesn't deserve to get the expo at this point.
No. They move venues far away from the original venue, right?
Yeah.
So now with the new venue, the hotel prices there are also rising 20 times their original price.
The old venue people are saying, the accommodation hotels are saying like you can't cancel your bookings from the original.
So now they can't cancel.
So there's like a whole feud between the reservers.
What a shit show.
Going back to the exemption thing.
Okay.
Whatever that research was, I don't think it has much credibility or much say to anything because the results, it says 58%, like 42%. Basically, when I was hearing the news, it's like 50-50 to everything. Some people want them to go, some people don't want them to go. That's what the result says. It doesn't change anything. So
I talked to a journalist.
Oh, you talked to a journalist?
Yeah, I talked to a journalist that actually goes to
a major news outlet.
Yeah, and Yongsan.
Hybe or the president's office?
President's office. Okay. She goes to like the central government and sees like what's going on, right?
Okay.
So actually, she told me tea on this.
Okay.
I don't know how much I can say. Number one, both sides already have a pretty firm idea on like the decision. I think you guys know what that decision is. It's probably something that starts with an E. Not gonna say it firmly.
Emergency.
It might be emergency.
Evacuation. Enlistment.
But, it could be enlistment. I didn't think of it. So the poll, they really wanted to do the poll. And the reason why they were doing the poll was if an overwhelming majority of people are opposed to this idea, then they want to pull out, both of them. If that doesn't happen, then they're not going to pull out. If it's like 50-50, T number 2, the biggest issue that is blocking exemption right now, they both agree that like we can give these people exemption. But what I hear is politicians don't know which standards to give these people exemption. Like that is the most difficult part because they need to write a special law that's going to exempt them from something that is written in the constitution, but they don't have like any objective standards. Like you could say like, oh, BTS contributed so much to the Korean economy, or you know, they already spread Korean culture. Yeah, that's all great, but like you can't quantify that. You have a specific competition like the Olympics and you come first based on your performance purely or your team's performance. This is a little bit more difficult to gauge, right? So they are finding that part super difficult. It can't be like the Billboard. I think that would anger the public. It can't be the Grammys.
Honestly, it can't be any of those awards. Because people are like, what are American awards anyways? Like, why are we sucking up to the American music industry? And
but
why
then
are
again,
they
like, why are we
validating...
sucking up to some Greek sports event?
Yeah, exactly.
Olympics.
Yeah. But like,
what standard do you think they should have?
I'm not going to take that responsibility. Which politician is going to take that responsibility?
So everybody kind of wants them to like be exempt, but like it's like no one wants to take the political risk setting up a standard.
And that situation itself is kind of proof that they might just need to go.
Actually, I've heard that company H is preparing for the worst.
I would place my money on
them going.
A
lot of people like are saying like, oh, they got the award from the president. They went on ambassador duty to whatever, right? Or they are the ambassadors for Busan Expo. I think like those kind of positions are very, very tricky. Those are positions that are picked by people. Everybody can agree that BTS is like the face of Korea right now. But once BTS gets exemption because of that, then like who's going to be the next ambassador? If it's Hyphen, do you think people will agree?
Hyphen.
And they get exemption because they're picked as ambassadors? Do you think people will agree?
And it can't be money either.
Money can't be an issue.
Because there are other conglomerates and like other entities that
like,
earn in more.
Right.
Like the drama industry, like the movie industry. We would have to start exempting like Faker. Well, isn't he exempted?
첫 번째 키라니까요.
We all agree like BTS has more impact than Faker. Maybe not Faker. They have more impact on say like than versus like some skeleton Olympian, right? You know,
why do we always bring out skeleton and bobsleigh? Why are you such a hater of Winter Olympics?
Bobsleigh? No one. Let's be honest. I agree on that. Like they are way more impactful and way more helpful to the country. But like, how do we gauge that?
Armies or people who want them to get exempt, put it in the comments. If you have a brilliant idea that's a clear-cut standard, statistically or honorably or anything.
No, it can't be based on honor. I feel it has to be based on like objective numbers.
What if the UN or, I don't know, POTUS or someone...
Why is Joe Biden, a man who can't even find the White House...
So this exactly proves the point that's going on right now.
Deciding
there's not
who gets the military exemption in Korea. Tell us, like, a genius standard that Korean people will agree on.
Could justify.
That could justify. And let me tell you, people don't want Olympians getting exemption either in Korea. They don't want pianists getting, exemption. But the thing is, that was written into the law, right? It's hard to take out a privilege once you give it to somebody.
And to give you a little bit of more context, this is getting long, but like the current law that exists that exempts Olympians and athletes, it was way back in like, I think...
Dictatorship.
Yeah, dictatorship.
Dictators need heroes because otherwise people will revolt. Because it was a dictatorship, I'm sure he didn't even give a shit about like what people thought at that point.
And I think there was like one more exception during the World Cup in 2002.
Oh, right. That was like a national event held in Korea.
20 years ago in 2002,
that was the only
like
time.
90% of the public agreed on if we go to like the semifinals in the World Cup, they should get exempt. But the climate has changed a lot during 20 years.
Right. We're a more developed country, culturally and mentally, right?
Yeah.
So let's not talk about, Olympians get this because that was made in a dictatorship. We're not in a dictatorship right now. Tell us another genius idea that we can all agree on, and maybe BTS will be saved. That's it for today's DK News. Please be sure to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/DKDKTV. We have hour-long live streams every single week. It's called KST, and we talk more in depth about the tea that we can't spill.
And we have a whole archive of watch parties on K-pop competition shows, audition shows, BTS in the Soup,
Dating shows.
Friendcation, V, like dramas. So
Street Woman Fighter.
yeah, just for $10, go check it out.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.